actually never planned on taking up fighting. I never planned. I just was training, and then my coach said, basically told me to do a fight, and I said, all right. I started fighting, had a few fights, and then I just kept on going. And after a while, I did decide to then do it fully, to become as good as I could be. Hi, I'm Greg Wootton. I'm 31 years old, former two-time Muay Thai world champion, a Londoner. I'm living in Los Angeles. Every morning, I'll meditate for minimum about 10 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes. And I'll sit in a chair, have a little pillow to rest my hands, but I've been doing that since I was 18. And it changes my day, man. If I don't do it, it definitely impacts it. I notice it if I don't do it, man. My thoughts, I feel like I'm playing catch up with my own thoughts. Usually around fights, when I was fighting, I used to do a lot more meditation around fights. Like every day I do in the morning, and then I go to the Buddhist center a lot as well. But so yeah, I've been doing this for a while, man. Now everyone gonna be watching this judging me. Right, use that much butter in the pan? Oh my gosh. I used to cut quite a lot of weight. They got increasingly more challenging as I got bigger and older, put on more muscle, but kept on fighting at the same weight. So I had the wrong idea really. I used to avoid carbs and like eat protein and vegetables a lot, which was not the smartest thing. So I didn't have any fuel for my training, and it was just hard mentally. And then the last 2 weeks was not a lot of food. The last week particularly sometimes was rough. So you're doing the hardest training on not much food. It used to be a mad cycle, when it was just like dieting, not eating fucking much, then having a fight, putting the body under strain, and then like going wild, eating nonsense for breakfast. So it was definitely not very healthy, man. Part of the reason I stopped as well. I'm not enjoying it, man. I'm just thinking about food too much, man. It's on your mind too much. I used to throw up sometimes because after weigh-ins, I hadn't eaten so much, your stomach shrinks and it gets used to like bland food. So then whenever I used to eat like a big meal after the weigh-in, the stomach just couldn't handle it. Which is pretty nasty. Living and training in London was quite challenging, particularly when I was at college. So while I was studying, I was training, I was fighting, I was working, and I was commuting around the city. So I lived on one side of the city and I was training at one side with my college, my university, on a different part. I was tired. I was very, very tired. So I fell asleep on every single train and bus I got on. I used to have to set alarms to wake myself up. Fell asleep in every lecture. Even though I was enjoying the lectures, I fell asleep in those as well. Yeah, so it was a difficult period, man. Yeah, a lot of commuting. I had this big bag on my back. I was looking like I was going camping all the time, but made it work. Biggest challenge, really, particularly later on, was just trying to keep doing it. Yeah, the biggest challenge is keep training. So making money, because you don't get paid very much for fighting, and if you don't fight, you don't get paid. So yeah, the biggest challenge was keep doing it, really. How dedicated are you? Like, how long do you want to keep doing it for, while you make not much money, and you get older and older, and your chances of buying a house is not getting any closer, and so people telling you to grow up and etc etc. So it's like it tests your dedication and your passion a lot. The thing that gets me about training and frustrates me about training is that really and truly it's not really about the environment, man. So you can have the nicest gym but bad vibes or not. Yeah, I like the essence of real training, which means basically just you can make up for environments. So some of the top fighters are made in terrible gyms with no equipment, so you can have all the fancy equipment and stuff. Obviously it helps, but I think there's definitely an element of that, man. You can't replace passion, you can't replace hard work, and you can't replace good coaching. So I like keeping it raw sometimes, man. Very basic gyms. I like training in the park, outside, wherever. But it doesn't, and just as long as the vibes are good and the energy is good, it's okay. Transitioning from professional fighting into not was challenging. It was difficult to break the cycle of sort of like having this fight, this date where you're working and everything else is tailored to that. Everything you do, socializing, what you eat, your daily schedule is tailored to that, and you have so much focus and clarity and purpose. To then not having that was challenging. It took a while for me to stop training twice a day. It took a while for me to sort of undo all the bad eating practices I had. It took a while for me to not feel guilty for that, to a loss of a community in many ways, because you weren't turning up and training as a group. So you had a lot of strong community with my friends and almost like my brothers that I was training with. So that there was a sense of loss about that. And yeah, it was difficult to sort of figure out what I wanted to do, what my purpose was, and where I was going with life, really. Yeah, so it took a while, man. It took a while to sort of become a bit more content with that, and you feel a bit lost without that purpose. And that, not just the purpose, but also the event is, the fight itself is a very big high. So it's like you're always used to climbing mountains, and all of a sudden you're just walking through the desert. You're like, there's no mountains to climb. What am I doing? But you're still walking. Yeah, so since I've been in California, I've grown a lot as a person, man. I've changed a lot. I've left my comfort zone, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna stay here because of those reasons. I still feel like I'm growing and changing, and fully leaving my comfort zone in many ways. So I'm pretty happy. I'm happier than I've been in a long time, and I want to stay here and keep doing that, really, till who knows when.
Yo, get the name right, it's Greg Wootton, and you're about to see something crazy. Yeah, you're about to see something crazy. Do you know what's about to go down? Shit, have you seen this boy in action? I'm down. You're about to get your face caved in. Ouch. I feel sorry for you, fam. Greg ain't taking none of this shit no more. He's got kicks galore. Don't cry when you hit the floor, and you don't wanna fuck with his uppercut.
After when I was fighting, after I got a bit smarter, because when I was younger I used to go out partying, like try to party, which is the worst thing for your body, isn't it? You had this like stressful event on, and you go out drinking, staying up, and like dehydrating yourself more, so you just feel worse the next day. When I got smarter, I used to come home and just have some tea and biscuits, watch a movie or something.